Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. Got some new wood to make some rings with. Gonna go ahead and get it stabilized. And being a Texan, I'm really excited about this one. It's wood from the Battleship, Texas. So let's go in the shop and get this ready to make some rings out of. Now the Battleship, Texas, the deck is a little different than the other Battleship woods that I have, like the North Carolina, New Jersey. Those are made out of teak, whereas the Battleship Texas, their deck has always been longleaf pine. So that's what this is. And this is actually, I believe, when they stripped it off from the 90s in refit. And when I bought it from the Battleship Texas, it actually came with they look like they just took a laser engraver and just engraved some stuff on it. So we're going to go ahead and cut this up into little blanks and then stabilize it in the resin, because this being pine is a soft wood, and that will stabilize it and get it nice and hard and ready to make rings out of. So it's not as big a piece that I wanted, but hey, with this stuff, what they have left is what they have left, and what you get is what you get. So I'm consider myself lucky to get it, lucky to have it, and gonna make some pretty rings out of it. So let's go ahead and get it all cut up. All right, let's go ahead and weigh one of these pieces. And he is 13.8 grams. And this is before stabilizing. So we're going to go and mark him. And then after we stabilize him, we'll see what he weighs and see how much of the resin he's sucked in. So let's go ahead and we'll put him in the resin and get him ready to stabilize. Now, I remember visiting the Battleship, Texas when I was a kid back in the 70s. And, you know, she was in Houston, around Houston. And it was a lot of fun climbing all over the decks and going inside her and playing with the gun turrets, getting in the gun turrets. I mean, they let you crawl all over the ship back then. I don't know if they let you do that anymore. But she's actually in dry dock right now, as we speak, in Galveston, and they're doing a refit and refurb. So that's really good. I'm really glad. And if this works out, great. If not, at least I've helped to support the Battleship. So I'm glad about that. Get these pieces all wedged in here, and then I'll weigh them all down, and maybe put some more resin in there, and then we'll stabilize them. Make sure everybody's under the resin. All right, let's get them in the vacuum chamber. Something else about the Texas that's pretty interesting is she's the last battleship that fought in World War One and World War Two. I mean, she's the last of her kind. So let's go ahead and kick on the vacuum pump. Sucking the vacuum. When bringing the wood up to vacuum, notice that I kind of turn the valve, then turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. What I'm basically doing is bringing it to vacuum and let it boil, but not letting it boil over. Because as soon as that wood, all the air starts going out of it, if you don't watch it, it'll boil over and just make a big mess. So I'm trying to kind of just bring it up gradually to full vacuum so that I'm not overly boiling it out. So just takes a little bit of time just to make sure that you don't get a mess on your hands. All right, it's been several hours, and she stopped bubbling, but it's still holding the vacuum, so that's really good. So we're gonna go ahead and turn the valve and release the vacuum. And that lets all the air go back, and then takes the vacuum off, and then that resin gets pushed into that wood to take the place of the air that was bubbled out. And so that'll stabilize the wood. So we're gonna let it stay overnight. No need in rushing it. All right, the wood's been sitting in the vat under the resin all night. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on a little cookie sheet, and then we're going to stabilize them in the little oven. And we do that about 200 degrees for about an hour and a half. We'll do it. Alright, put them in the oven. So we got a new oven, or actually technically new to the shop, not a new one. But this one's got a digital timer and digital control, so hopefully it'll be a little more accurate and keep the temperature steady. So let them go ahead and cook. All right, time to get out the cookies. Let's see what we got. Ooh, there we go. So we got a little bit of the bleed out on the bottom, but that's perfectly all right. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and take them in and get them cleaned up a little bit. Alright, that piece we made before, looks like he lost a little bit of his wood on the bottom that popped off. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good test, but he is at 28.2 grams. So he has sucked, sorry, 23.2. So he has sucked up some of the resin, but I don't know if it's a fair comparison because he lost a little bit of his wood in the whole process. Alright, we got that Battleship Texas wood all stabilized and ready to make some rings out of it. I did just put a real quick coat of finish on one side, smoothed it off just a little bit, and just to see what the grain would look like, and I think it's going to make some really nice rings. If you'd like a ring made out of Battleship Texas, or Battleship New Jersey, or Battleship North Carolina, or an MLB baseball bat, M1 Garand, please let me know. Check out my website. It's hillcountryrings.com, and I'd love to make a ring for you. Thanks, everybody.